Hello and welcome to this Come to Jesus Daily devotional as we continue in the book of Ephesians. And today's devotion is entitled Honour Your Father and Mother. From Ephesians 6, 2-3, we consider what it means to honour our parents and the great promise attached, the great promise for those who will obey this command. So let's read Ephesians 6, verses 1-4. Children, obey your parents in the Lord, for this is right. Honour your father and mother, which is the first commandment with a promise, so that it may go well with you and that you may enjoy long life on the earth. Fathers, do not exasperate your children. Instead, bring them up in the training and instruction of the Lord. So this week we are reflecting on these words from Ephesians 6, 1-4. Thinking about family life. Today we're simply focusing on verses 2-3, which let's remind ourselves of what it says. Honour your father and mother, which is the first commandment with a promise, so that it may go well with you and that you may enjoy long life on the earth. The command and the promise. So firstly, honour is the attitude behind obedience. Paul has just said, children, obey your parents in the Lord, for this is right. We looked at that yesterday. Now he adds the deeper heart issue, honour. Honour. This Greek word, timeo, means to value, respect, treat someone as worthy of recognition. In other words, obedience is not merely about actions, it's about the attitude of the heart. Young people often admire celebrities, influencers. They copy their clothes, their speech, their style. They treat someone they barely know as worthy of admiration and imitation. And I guess we can all do that, right? If that is how we treat people we barely know, how much more should we really, ideally, honour our parents? Secondly, God attaches a promise to this command. Paul supports his teaching by quoting the fifth commandment of the 10 Commandments, Deuteronomy 5:16. Honour your father and mother so that it may go well with you, that you may live long, and that it may go well with you in the land the Lord your God is given you. That's Deuteronomy 5:16. So originally we see that this promise referred to long life in the promised land. But Paul broadens the promise for the church. He says, so that it may go well with you, that you may enjoy long life on the earth. On the earth. Not just in the promised land, but the earth. See, the idea is, as the gospel goes to the ends of the earth, as we read about in Acts 1:8, people everywhere must learn how to live in God's kingdom. They must be discipled. And this includes how we are to be parents, how we are to be children. This promise works much like the wisdom of Proverbs. It describes the normal outcome of living God's way. Healthy family relationships tend to lead to greater stability and well-being in life. Sadly, for example, research shows that around 90% of rough sleepers have experienced family breakdown, one or more adverse childhood experiences, and 25-33% of rough sleepers have spent time in local authority care. When family life breakdowns, many of the blessings God intends for us are lost. So in response, how is one to respond to parents, firstly, who are not worthy of obedience and honour? All are to seek to obey and honour a parent, even those with bad character, but within the boundaries of conscience and one's primary obedience to Christ. This is showing the grace of God. For those of us who are parents, we must teach our children to obey, but even more importantly, to obey with the right attitude of heart. That is what honour looks like. Teaching matters, but so does our example. The love, joy, fun, and memories that we invest in family life shapes our children's willingness to obey with honour. So we must ask ourselves, are we worthy of honour? Do we lose our temper? Do we throw our toys out of the pram? Do we show humility, gratitude, and repentance when we make mistakes? Parents who model these things make it far easier for their children to obey and to honour them from the heart. God bless you.